what's up? My name's Samuel Leeds.
And I'm Amanda.
And this is the Samuel and Amanda Show, where we talk about
money, marriage and life.
Money from Yorkshire.
Money.
Marriage and life. I'm sure you like a bit of money. We like a bit of marriage, and life is for everybody. So this week, we are going to be talking about what?
We're going to be talking about having a job, pros and cons,
Okay.
and whether you should be in business, whether you should stay employed, what's best.
So employment versus unemployment. No, not unemployment, hopefully that's not an option. Employment versus self-employment, or having a business, having a job. Are jobs underrated or overrated? What do you think?
Overrated probably because everyone does it.
I think definitely overrated. However, does that mean that a job is always a bad thing? You've probably heard me say that JOB stands for jump out of bed on a journey of boredom to be just over broke. Right, so jobs can suck, and part of what we do with our academy and our training programs is we help people get out of their job. However, we're going to be discussing whether there is a plus side to jobs. So why don't you start by talking a little bit about your kind of upbringing, because when you grew up it was all about education, it was about getting a job, and then when we got married it was like, whoa, so we had a lot to talk about. Maybe you could share your story, but before Amanda goes on to share her story about jobs and her experience, what do we need the guys to do?
We need you to like this video and also subscribe to see more content.
Absolutely, share the video, like it, drop a comment. If you've got particular topics or themes or ideas that you want to see us talk about, comment below. So Mandy, go ahead, what's your perspective of a job and what happened?
Okay, so my side of the family, I was brought up to go to university, get a job, and everyone's employed. And so the business side was never really a thing that I ever really considered for myself. I just thought I'd find a career that I loved and then just be in it. And then when we got together, as you said, it was kind of like, whoa, what should we do?
And at first, it was so funny because at first when Mandy first started finding out about when I told her about my business and stuff, it was like, oh, that's amazing, obviously. But, because I owned a lot of houses, right? When we got married, I had a lot of houses, was making very decent income. But then, when we got married, Amanda's idea was still kind of like, oh, but I should still keep a job though, just to keep a bit of security. I'm like... Yeah,
it was a safe place, because what he was doing was risky. It's like...
Yeah, but what I was doing was earning like... far more.
I know, but without the security of the job. But obviously, as we know, jobs are not, secure.
Exactly.
You can lose a job anytime. So I was in a place where it was like, Samuel was like, quit your job.
I was like, what are you doing?
And I was like, but I also loved what I did as well. So, I mean, eventually I did quit my job, and for me, I think it was like the best decision because I've never looked back. I was working and at uni, and then I graduated when we were just after we got married. So I've been working for 5 years. But I think what I found was when I left my job, when I quit, and then I was working on a business that I, loved, I was more engrossed. I probably worked harder than I did when I was employed. And I don't know, I just think that you have a bit more motivation if you're loving what you're doing as a business.
You gotta love what you do. I think that's the biggest thing in terms of a job. Is a job good or is it bad? And the answer is, it depends. What we teach people to do is quit their jobs when they don't like their jobs. So we have people, that might be working in retail. Not that retail's bad, but they don't like it. They're just spending the whole day clock watching. If you're spending your day clock watching, you can't clock watch your life away. That is a misery. So, we've had people in retail making £1,500 a month from their salary, and then they've very quickly learned about how to package and sell deals, and they've just quit immediately. What about Ellen and Ashley? Ellen and Ashley, they were teachers and they quite enjoyed their job.
Yeah.
They were teachers and they were working in, I think they were working, was it Dubai?
I think it was Dubai.
I think it was somewhere in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And they really wanted to do property. They weren't getting fulfilled in their job as teachers because of a bits and bobs of red tape. You'd have to speak to them. And they flew from Dubai to England to meet me, and they came on one of my training programs, and they just said, you know what, if we go back to Dubai and we go back to our teacher jobs, it's so full on. It requires us to be in a country that we don't particularly want to live in. All of our time, all of our attention. We're going to do this until we die. We're going to do this like forever. and we haven't got time to do a job and do property. So they made the executive decision while they were in England, just after the training, they quit their job on the spot, right?
I know, they didn't go back.
They didn't go back. They just quit their job on the spot. And I wasn't happy about that. I was like, whoa! But it's a personal decision. What about Melissa? We've been chatting with Melissa just this morning, which prompted this interview, this discussion right now.
That's
what
right.
happens?
Yeah, so my sister, she's a QS, and she's gonna be getting married to someone who's full-time in property, and she's also had property experience because she's been on the training, on your training, and she's had experience deal sourcing, so she knows how much money she can make. She's done that. But she's still decided that even after she's got married and stuff, she still wants to stay in her job.
And what did I say to her?
And you were like, that's great, that's really, really
I said, that's the best decision.
Yeah.
Right, she's married to, well, she's not married yet, she's getting married to James Armstrong, who probably, you know, you've seen him on Winners on a Wednesday. She herself has been on Winners on a Wednesday because she came on some of the training, she did 4 deals, they've bought a castle together. So these guys are successful.
Yeah.
Melissa, Amanda's sister, our sister, does not need to have a job.
No.
Right, she doesn't need to have a job. But why is she staying at the job?
She's staying because she loves it and she feels that it's good, challenging for her. She loves being in that environment and she's doing really well in that environment as well.
She is. She's 23.
Yeah.
She's flourishing in her career. I won't say what she's paid because she probably wouldn't want me to say. But what I will say is for 23, like, very, very, very good, crazy.
Yeah.
You can make good money on a job. And if you enjoy a job and you're making good money on a job, what's the problem? Do you know that 80% of millionaires are employees? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
It's true. Facts. 80% of millionaires are employees.
Wow.
Because sometimes people think an employee is someone that's not valued, that's scoffed at, that's treated like a bitch. That often might be the case. But an employee sometimes also, like we've got employees, do we treat our employees like bitches?
No.
Absolutely not. We treat them like business partners. You know, we ask them their opinions on stuff. We promote them. We give them opportunities. They feel like they're working on the business as opposed to working as a bitch. I hope. I hope they feel like that. But if they didn't feel like that, if they didn't enjoy the job, I'd be the first to help them and support them and champion them on to leave. Because ultimately life is about choices, enjoying life, being fulfilled. And if you can't do that in a job, then get a business. But if you can do that in your job, keep your job, but make sure that you're paid well. Make sure that you save part of your money and you invest. Everybody, even my staff, everybody should be investing in property. Not everybody should be deal sourcing. Not everyone should be doing rent to rents. If you're in a job that's giving you good fast pound and you love it, focus on that. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And also, if you're in a job, give value, be a valuable member of staff. Like, don't just be in a job and be like, because I know lots of people that are at work, but they're not really in it. And it's like, if you want to get paid more, then you should be doing more and you should become a person of value. Yeah,
that's a really good point. We actually banned our staff a couple of years ago because we used to pay extra if someone worked overtime. So if they were working, if they went on to work throughout the evening, they'd tell us and we'd pay them extra for it. But then we stopped that because we realised that people were thinking in terms of they're trading their time for money. But even an employee is not trading their time for money. No one is trading their time for money. What you're doing is you're exchanging value for money. You get paid for your value, not for your time.
Yeah, that's really, really key point.
And you need to remember that if you're in a job, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And you got to the point, what, you quit in the end.
Yeah,
why did you quit?
I did.
We're going on about how great jobs are.
The true reason why I quit was the holiday days. I didn't you really wanted to travel and stuff. And I used up all my holiday days, and then it got to the point where it was like, I actually can't go on holiday. Whereas I found that obviously having my own business enabled me to be free. You get more freedom, but you do work harder. So, you know, that's why I quit.
We're going back now like 6.5 years.
Yeah.
6.5 years. Can you believe it? We've been married a long time, sweet pie.
I know.
So also a guy called, I mean, there's some people that I'll meet with them and I'll be like, quit your job tomorrow because they don't like it and they're not paid well and they've got no one depending on them anyway. Just quit. There's other people like Asita, for instance, one of our academy members. Lovely guy. He's making, I'm not going to go into the ins and outs because it wouldn't be fair on him, but all I'll say is he's making more, he's in a good job, very good job, making good salary, but he's making more on his rent to rents than he is on his job. So most people would think, well, quit, what are you doing? He enjoys his job. His family are depending on him. He's got a big, beautiful family. He's also, whereabouts in Africa? Is he from Nigeria?
I think he's from Nigeria.
And he's got people back in his family that are depending on him as well. And I said to him, look, your rent to rents might be making you more, but rent to rents are a little up and down. So I don't feel comfortable with you quitting your job just yet. I told him that. And he's not quit his job just yet. And he enjoys his job.
Yeah.
So I think it's a real independent, personal decision. Also, risk. Depends on your appetite for risk. If you've got zero appetite for risk, have a job.
Yeah.
Right? Even though technically a job is more risky than...
Putting your life in someone else's hands.
Put your life in someone else's hands. Have a job. I personally don't care about taking risks. I would be happy to have nothing. I don't run my life in my business thinking, oh, I'm going to make sure that we don't lose money and I want to make sure we don't go bust and I'm not really bothered. And I think that, do you know what? It's really interesting. Some people get rich and then lose all the money.
Yeah.
And then get rich again. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
You know why that is?
Go on.
Do you know?
Yeah, I know.
Go on, why?
Because it's in their blueprint. They're just those type of people. They're good at making money. They find solutions in problems. So should they lose their money, they're just like, okay, what am I going to do next?
Yeah, you're right. It is their thermostat, but there's a far deeper reason.
Oh, go on. Enlighten me, Samuel.
All right, I hope you guys are enjoying this as well. If you are, hit the like button. If this lives up to your expectations now after the build-up, hit the like button.
Right?
No, this is the reason. It's really interesting. So what you think about expands. Thoughts lead to things. Okay? So, hear me. So, when you got nothing, you're wanting money. So you're thinking about making money and wealth and then you make it. But then when you make the money, you're like, oh, I've got the money. You then think, oh, I hope I don't lose it. Ooh. And you're thinking about losing it, and then you lose it.
And then you self-sabotage yourself.
Right, because what you think about happens. If you're thinking, I better not spill this drink, I better not spill this drink, I better not spill this drink, I'll spill the drink.
Yeah.
Right? What you think about happens. So if I'm thinking about, I don't want to lose this money now, I don't want to lose it, I don't want to lose it, I don't want to lose it, I lose it.
Very, very interesting.
Anyway, on that note, enjoy, have a wonderful day. I'm off now to Heathrow. I've got a crash course, Property Millionaire Intensive. I'm on stage in about 25 minutes.
I know, so you need to get going.
I need to go.
And I need to get this uploaded so you can watch it. Don't forget to like this video, comment down below if you have any questions for us, and subscribe.
See you soon, guys.